scheme, the 6 of Dan Cowdery in a 1966 Lola T70. 12th row, number 82, Hobart Buppert in a 1969 Lola T70. And the Spec Racer Ford of Cliff White, number 58. For the 13th row, 15, Peter McLaughlin in a Lotus 23B. And the Spec Racer Ford, number 2 of Roy Hillenberg. Down the front straight, headed toward the green flag, it waves, and out to an early lead goes the 94 of John Harold. Harold starting from the second row. They're headed into turn 1. It's still the 94 of Harold out in front. Getting a little crowded for those Spec Racers, a lot wider there than that little Elva, number 28 of Jesse Prather, our earlier race winner. You'll still see these guys going 2 and 3 wide, though, as Harold pulls out to an early lead. They're out of turn 6, headed down the back straight towards 7. And to give you perspective, you're looking at the grandstands in the background for turn 2. 94 John Harold, your early leader in a 1978 Chevron B36. That's a 6A of Donnellan coming up behind him, a 2007 Lola. And there is your second group, just now getting the green flag. Meanwhile, your leader, the 94. So a split start. And your early leader, the number 5, that's Chris McAllister in a beautiful Mirage, painted in the John Wire color scheme. The 94 of John Harold goes by. He's got a 6/10 of a second lead over second place, the 6A of Jack Donnellan. And there we have Harold. Once again, a race with a split start, so they divided this group up. So each group with comparable speeds, engine size, etc. Back to the second group, the number 5 of Chris McAllister. And he is being chased by the 82 of Hobart Buppert. They come out of turn 14 and, they head into turn 12. There's Hobart Buppert in the number 82. Running in second place for our second group. And he's got the Lola number 6 of Dan Cowdery all over the back of him. They come down the front straight to complete their first racing lap. It is McAllister out in front in the Golf Mirage, the 82 of Hobart Buppert, and the number 6 of Dan Cowdery. Your front 3 with a bit of a breakaway from the rest of the pack. Hard on the brakes there. And Buppert was just making a move as we lost that shot. And it looks like Hobart Buppert able to stay ahead of the number 6 of Cowdery. Trying to look around the corner there and find Chris McAllister. McAllister in the blue and orange Golf Mirage. And looking ahead, I don't see him, so McAllister may have had a problem that we're unaware of and haven't seen on our camera shot. So Hobart Buppert, your second group leader, over the 6 of Dan Cowdery. And there is McAllister. McAllister is moving slowly. So problems for that Golf Mirage And it's quite possible we're going to see him head back to the paddock, unfortunately. A very pretty car, hand in the air, indicating he will be exiting the racing surface and headed down through the hot pits. So your new leader in that second group, the number 82 Lola of Hobart Buppert, and he is being chased by the Lola of Dan Cowdrey. Cowdrey in a Lola T70 Mark II and Buppert in a Lola T70 Mark III. Coupe and Roadster. And Cowdrey making a move now. And making the pass. He makes it stick. In through turn 8. 9 and 10. Cowdrey already starting to pull out a bit of daylight between himself and the 82 of Buppert. Out of 11, headed into 12. Just ducks out of sight. And coming through turn 13. And headed up onto that slight banking there just at the entrance to what we would be Indy Corner 1 and down the front straight. "12A, Jim Montana." And your leader, John Harold, car number 94. The 6A of Jack Donnellan. Jack Donnellan shown in second place by a mere 8 thousandths of a second, but he's nowhere in sight. So it looks like possibly some issue for Donnellan. '94 John Harold. All alone on the front straight. '53, that is Louis Casaza in 1967 McKee Mark 7. Car number 12, Michael Charno. We just saw a brief look at him. Now it's the 85, Chris Arbuckle. '24, Jim Lenahan, another of the Swift entries. And he's got number 7, Ralph LaMantia, just ahead of him in the car beer. Car number 24, the red and yellow. Number 60, Howard Liebengood. Howard shown in 12th place at the moment, 6 seconds off the lead. '73 Turner Woodard in the Chevron. Cannon number 34, that's Glenn Bryant, another of the Lolas, a 1988 Lola T88 90. The 90 indicating it's had some of the upgrades installed from the 1990 car. And they come out onto the front straight. These long lenses don't give you an idea of how long that run down to turn 1 is. But it is a lengthy stretch of pavement. '34 Glenn Bryant currently shown in 14th. '73 Turner Woodard in the Chevron B31. That's the blue and yellow car. Once again, vintage racing just brings out some beautiful cars. The restoration on them, the attention to detail, just incredible. And Woodard being shadowed there by the number 7, Ralph LaMantia in the car beer. For their time, these Can-Am style cars, very aerodynamic. They would just glue to the ground through the corners and enable the driver to just have some incredible cornering speeds, and you get the horsepower of them all lined up for the start. Incredible. And there goes the 7 of LaMantia trying to get underneath Woodard in the '73, didn't get it done. These drivers usually very, very courteous to the competition. Everybody wants to bring their car home in one piece, and it's not like they're racing for a lot of money here. And picking up a spot, the 34 of Glenn Bryant, as he was able to get under LaMantia going into that corner. Your overall leader, the number 94, that's John Harold. Last lap sign is out. Everybody going by and realizing, once again, this is it. No more excuses. If I'm going to make that pass, this will be it. If not, I'll just settle in and finish where I do, be satisfied that I had a good time, and get ready for the second round. All of these cars will be out to race again. This again is race groups 5 and 7. Groups 10 and 12B to pre-grid, please. Race groups 10 and 12B to pre-grid. Checkered flag to the 94 of John Harold. And a nice shot of Harold up there on the big screen. Harold in a 1978 Chevron B36.